Lovelies, welcome back to another episode with Nicky Savory Vegan Eats. Okay, so now this makes part 2 of my Thanksgiving series. Now what I'm going to actually be making is stuffed cornbread muffins. That's right, you guys. So let me break down the stuff part for you, okay? So my ingredients are going to consist of some collard greens, as you can see here. I have a small bundle that I have already pre-washed 3 times, you all, because as you may know from collard greens, out of the 3 of the greens, mustards, turnips, as well as collard greens to me are the type of greens that you don't have to basically be concerned about too much dirt or debris. I pre-washed them 3 times to make sure, with some salt and water, to make sure that if there are any bugs, that they would actually surface to the top of the water. Now that I've actually pre-washed them, I'm going to take my Sprouts fruit and vegetable wash, spray my collard green leaves, and allow this to sit for 30 seconds and then rinse it one more time. I don't have OCD. I just want to make sure I have some fresh greens, you guys. Fresh and clean greens, okay? All right, so now, be that as it may, with mustards and turnips, that takes a little bit more elbow, room where you have to make sure that you thoroughly clean your greens, you all, okay? Now, the other ingredients that's going to go into my cornbread muffins are my field roast Mexican chipotle sausage. I wanted that red color, you all. This episode and just my Thanksgiving series alone, this is all about eating some good, savory, and fulfilling foods. So this is not for the faint of heart. Seriously, this episode. So this is intended to make sure that you all take in some really good food. Okay. All right, so now, aside from the Mexican chipotle sausage, I'm also going to be showing you all how to make my dirty rice, my version of plant-based beef dirty rice. And then last but not least, I'm going to put some green scallions in there, and I believe that's it. Yeah, and then I'm going to make the cornbread muffins. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get it in, shall we? All right, so now as I mentioned beforehand, my greens have been pre-washed 3 times. So what I'm going to do is simply take my leaves, I'm going to take my fruit and vegetable wash, and I'm going to simply just spray it, the leaves, thoroughly on both sides. This is optional. You all don't have to do it. Whatever your cleaning method is, when it comes to cleaning your greens, by all means, have at it. This is just something that I personally do, and I use to be able to clean out my greens as well as my vegetables. Again, I'm just going to leave it on for 30 seconds. So this is just a quick spray. And these are some nice healthy leaves, you all. See? Okay, so now for the sake of time and for this video that I'm actually creating for you all, I actually decided to just focus on 1 bundle of my collard greens. I actually have 3 more bundles of collard greens that I'm actually going to cook a little bit later. Right now, I have a pot of water that's boiling. So while it's doing that, as you can see, after using my Sprouts fruit and vegetable wash, I went ahead and cleaned out my greens, allowed this spray to stay on for 30 seconds and rinsed it thoroughly. Love the color. Now what I'm going to just simply do, you all, is just take them, stack them on top of each other, overlap them, because I'm going to only use a small bundle of greens anyway as it pertains to making out my stuffed cornbread muffins. So I just wanted to show you all, in case you like greens, you don't mind collard greens, to do this. Now the reason I decided to go with collard greens versus mustards or turnips is because mustards and turnips, they have a lot of juice, it's savory. I didn't want my cornbread to actually be soggy that way, and this is what I decided to go with. So here we go. I have them basically stacked on top of each other. I'm going to simply roll them. I'm hoping you all can see this because after receiving some constructive feedback from one of my followers, which I really greatly appreciate, she slid into my DM on Instagram. So thank you, sis. You know who you are. And basically she was like, Nikki, we can't really see you, with that one screen. And you guys, for 3 years, I've been trying different angles, but the way our kitchen is set up, we have this wet bar and then there's this top bar that's here as well. So if y'all have any suggestions, I am open to them. I'm looking to invest into some additional camera and lighting equipment down the road. If you know of anyone that wants to sponsor your girl, holla at me. Let me know, you guys. All right. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do here is I rolled my collard greens, and I basically am just cutting them to little small strips. And again, I wanted to cook one bundle of greens because it's less time in the pot, and I can continue out my video as such with my recipe. And I don't know about you all, but I actually cut up the stems too. I use the stems. There are a lot of nutrients in the stems, you all, so I don't discard the stems when it comes to cooking my collard greens. All right. All done. All right, so here's my stems, as you can see, and this is the perfect bundle for my cornbread muffins. Stay tuned, y'all. Watch closely, lovelies. Okay, here we go. I have a pot of boiling hot water along with a pinch of pink Himalayan salt and a capful of olive oil. I'm adding my clean collard greens, including the stems, followed by a handful of diced onions, as well as some chopped up garlic. Next, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of my Savory no chicken broth. It's absolutely delicious. Like, seriously, this is all the flavor I really needed. Next, I added about 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika along with a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. I added about 1 tablespoon of black pepper and 3 small packets of Monkfruit Sweetener, followed by a couple of sprinkles of crushed red pepper. I gave my greens a nice stir, ensuring that all of my seasonings were well blended into my greens, and allowed them to simmer on medium-low for about an hour. And one last step to my greens is adding my Thrilling Foods double smoked tofu bacon, in which I took 4 strips and I cooked it on low. I wanted that smoke flavor inside of my greens. This is like one of the best vegan plant-based bacons out there, you all. So I simply just allow it to cook on low for about 10 minutes. And then once it was finished, I simply allow it to cool off. And then I took some clips of the bacon and added it to my greens like so. Now you can't tell me that doesn't look delicious. OMG, you all. Look at that. This pot is filled with so much smoky good flavor. It's not even funny. And now you all have seen how I put together my smoky collard greens. Alrighty, so the second part to this recipe is adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the skillet, along with 1 container of plant-based beef from Abbott's Butcher. It's already seasoned, so I don't need to put any extra seasonings in it. Adding a handful of diced celery, as well as fresh garlic and red onions. I'm using my white rice risotto mushroom flavor to make my plant-based dirty mushroom risotto, not rice, you all. I took about 1/3 of my vegan beef broth and combined it with some vegetable broth to simply add to the skillet to cook out my risotto. It looks so delicious, you all. I cooked this for about 20 to 25 minutes. I also added a little pinch of Cajun seasoning and a pinch of pink Himalayan salt and allow it to simmer on medium-low for, again, about 20 to 25 minutes, and voila. The final ingredient I actually cooked to make my stuffed cornbread muffins was my field roast plant-based spicy chipotle sausage. I simply cut it into pieces, as you can see, and added some red onions, and that was it, you all. I simply cooked it until it was nicely charred, and I was done. All right, so to build out my cornbread muffins, I'm using Sprouts 1 pack of cornbread mix, and then I'm going to use 1/3 of the second pack. You can use any brand of cornbread mix you see fit. I added 1 cup of unsweetened plant-based milk, as well as 1 tablespoon of just egg, as well as some melted butter, and simply mixed out my mix. Now to build out my cornbread muffins, I simply just put a little bit of cornbread mix into each silicone cup, and then I added my layers, my collard greens, my mushroom risotto, as well as my sausage. And that was it, you all. And then I simply covered the top, but not fully. I wanted some of the mixture to actually sprout out of the cornbread muffins. I preheated my oven at 425 degrees and cooked them for 15 minutes, and voila. Look at that leftover gravy, you all. Oh my gosh. This was absolutely amazing. I had to use it because why not? Lovelies, my kitchen is spread out with everything. It's like Thanksgiving extravaganza up in here. But that's how you know I've been getting down in the kitchen. Y'all saw the video, okay? And I'm missing one Nicky Savory Soul Food stuffed cornbread muffin because I had to stuff my face for TikTok. So if y'all want to see my initial reaction on how it turned out, go to my TikTok video and you'll see it. So I'm not going to fake the funk here. It's the bomb. It's thebomb.com. This is it right here, y'all. These are my Nicky Savory Soul Food stuffed cornbread muffins. That's the leftover gravy that I had from my vegan no turkey loaf. So it came to good use, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try one for y'all for the camera so y'all can see my reaction, okay? My secondary reaction, okay? All right, oh my gosh. Oh, so much flavor. This is what we have. Yeah, that's it. Another slam dunk. That's all I gotta say. Let me get to the nitty gritty so y'all can see the stuffing. Okay. Y'all see that plant-based spicy Mexican chipotle sausage? My collard greens, and my plant-based beef dirty risotto. Okay, not dirty rice, risotto. The flavor, it's like pop, 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 pop. You know how like pinball machines like ping, 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 ping. Y'all, this is a ping, 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 pop, 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 pop. Seriously. On that note, I'm gonna let y'all go. If you have enjoyed this episode of Nicky Savory Vegan Eats, episode 2, part 2 of my Thanksgiving series, y'all. I enjoy making this. Look at my hair. I look crazy. I don't care. Please be sure to like, make a comment, share this video with your vegan friends, your vegan family members who would find this recipe interesting. This is something I just conjure up in my head, you all, like real talk. And just engage, y'all, okay? I love to see an engagement and the numbers go up. I appreciate you, your love and support. Stay tuned for part 3 of Nicky Savory Vegan Eats Thanksgiving series. Y'all take care. Bye.